stop scrolling. Take a breath. Because what I'm about to reveal today could completely change the way you look at the coins hiding across America. What if I told you that inside ordinary drawers, old jars, and forgotten collections are 1-cent coins worth $600,000 or even more? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Lincoln 1-cent copper pennies. Coins known for their iconic design, rich history, and unbelievable hidden treasures. In this video, we'll explore the top 10 most valuable, expensive, and ultra-rare Lincoln pennies ever discovered in the United States. These coins are highly sought after by serious collectors and smart investors. We'll break down rare P, D, and S mint marks, copper composition and color variations, proof coins and mint errors, and coins that look dirty, worn, or ordinary, but could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars today. So let's get started. Next up, coin number 1. The year 1982 stands as one of the most fascinating and confusing years in the history of the Lincoln penny. A year when a small 1-cent coin quietly became one of the most talked about treasures in modern coin collecting. At first glance, the 1982 Lincoln penny without a mint mark looks like any other ordinary coin that millions of Americans handle daily to buy newspapers, candy, or bus tickets. Yet hidden within that year's production lies a dramatic transition in U.S. coinage history, creating rare varieties that today spark excitement among collectors who search their chains hoping to uncover a life-changing discovery. Many of these coins still appear in circulation, often darkened, scratched, or dirty from decades of use, but their worn condition does not erase their story or their potential value. In 1982, the United States Mint faced rising copper prices that made producing pennies increasingly expensive. For decades, Lincoln cents have been made mostly of copper, giving them a solid feel and reddish tone that collectors recognize instantly. But by the early 1980s, the cost of copper nearly exceeded the coin's face value, forcing the mint to make a historic decision. Midway through 1982, production shifted from traditional copper composition to a new zinc core, coated with a thin copper layer. This change created two distinct types of pennies in the same year: heavy copper coins and lighter zinc coins, making 1982 one of the most complex and collectible Lincoln cent years ever produced. The coin itself still featured Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. His portrait, calm and dignified, became one of the longest-running designs in American coinage history. On the reverse side, the famous wheat ears had already been replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial design, so the 1982 penny shows a memorial building, symbolizing national unity and remembrance. For decades, these pennies passed quietly through cash registers, but few people realized that some versions of the 1982 coin will become highly collectible due to subtle differences in composition and lettering style. Among the most exciting discoveries connected to this year is the rare combination involving copper composition and date style variations. During 1982, the mint produced coins with both large date and small date numerals, and when these design styles intersected with the copper to zinc transition, multiple varieties were created. Most are common, but certain combinations are extremely scarce, making collectors constantly search coin jars and bankrolls hoping to uncover a hidden gem. A seemingly ordinary penny found in a drawer could suddenly attract serious collector attention if it matches one of the rare configurations. The absence of a mint mark on many 1982 pennies indicates they were struck in Philadelphia, which at that time often produced coins without mint marks. These coins circulated heavily across the country, meaning many surviving examples today appear worn, dark, or dirty. Ironically, such condition often confirms authenticity, because it shows the coin genuinely circulated rather than being recently altered. Many people overlook dirty or blackened coins, assuming they're worthless. Yet experienced collectors know that valuable coins often look unimpressive until examined closely. The drama of the 1982 penny story lies not only in design differences, but also in human habit. People rarely examine small change carefully, so countless coins have been stored unknowingly in jars, drawers, or forgotten collections. Over time, stories have emerged of individuals discovering valuable coins among everyday pennies, proving that treasure hunting sometimes happens right at home. The excitement surrounding 1982 pennies comes from the possibility that even today, Decades later, valuable examples might still hide in circulation. Market values for rare 1982 varieties vary widely, depending on condition and specific type. Most coins are worth face value, but certain scarce examples in high-grade condition have sold for thousands of dollars. For collectors, the dream scenario involves finding a rare variety in exceptional condition, where strong detail and minimal wear dramatically increase value. Even circulated coins can command surprising prices if they represent a difficult-to-find variety. This is why knowledgeable collectors caution people not to dismiss older pennies without checking them carefully. Another fascinating aspect of 1982 pennies involves errors and mint mistakes. During periods of transition, production errors sometimes occur as machines are adjusted or materials change. Coins may be struck off-center, show double details, or exhibit unusual surfaces. Such mint errors can greatly increase collector interest, especially when tied to historically important production years. Error coins remind collectors that coinage is not purely mechanical, but involves complex processes where occasional anomalies slip through, creating accidental rarities. The physical difference between copper and zinc pennies is subtle but important. Copper versions feel heavier and often develop rich brown or reddish tones as they age. Zinc coins, coated in copper, can sometimes corrode differently when exposed to moisture, creating blistered or spotted surfaces. Collectors studying coins often notice these differences immediately, using weight and appearance as clues. This distinction adds another layer of intrigue to the 1982 penny, turning simple pocket change into a puzzle waiting to be solved. The emotional connection collectors feel toward Lincoln pennies also plays a role in their popularity. For generations, pennies represented childhood, savings, piggy banks, and small everyday transactions. Discovering that an ordinary coin from those memories could now hold significant value adds nostalgia to the excitement of collecting. Each worn coin tells a story of countless exchanges, travels, and personal histories intertwined with America's economic life. Collectors also emphasize the importance of preserving coins properly once a potentially valuable example is found. Cleaning coins, though tempting, often damages surfaces and reduces value because collectors prefer original, untouched condition. Even dirty coins are generally worth more than polished ones because their surfaces remain authentic. The goal is preservation, not artificial beauty, allowing the coin's natural history to remain visible. Stories of unexpected discoveries fuel ongoing interest in the 1982 penny. People occasionally report finding rare coins in inherited collections or forgotten containers. Such moments create powerful reminders that valuable objects sometimes hide in plain sight. The possibility of discovering a coin worth thousands, or even more, encourages people to look carefully at what they already own rather than assuming small coins have no importance. Beyond financial value, coins like the 1982 Lincoln penny capture moments of economic and industrial change. The shift from copper to zinc reflects broader challenges facing manufacturing and currency production during that era. Holding one of these coins connects collectors to decisions made decades ago when officials sought ways to control costs while maintaining circulation coinage. Each penny thus becomes a symbol of adaptation within American monetary history. Collectors often describe coin hunting as both relaxing and thrilling. Sorting pennies becomes a treasure hunt where patience and combine to reveal hidden rewards. Next up, the 1981 D. Lincoln penny may look like an ordinary 1-cent coin, the kind people once dropped into jars or ignored on sidewalks. Yet behind this small copper coin lies a fascinating story of American coin history and collector excitement. Many people today overlook pennies, but coin hunters know that certain years and mint marks can hold surprising importance. The 1981 penny struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date, represents one of the final years before the United States dramatically changed penny composition, making coins from this period especially interesting to collectors searching for hidden value. In the early 1980s, America faced rising metal prices, and copper costs were climbing rapidly. For decades, Lincoln cents were made primarily from copper, giving them a warm reddish color and a heavier feel. But by this time, the government was already planning to change the composition to reduce production costs. The following year, in 1982, the mint switched to a zinc core coated with copper. That makes the 1981 D penny one of the last full years of traditional copper pennies, adding emotional and historical value for collectors who appreciate coins made with classic materials. The design itself carries deep historical meaning. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, introduced in 1909, was revolutionary because it marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on a regular circulating U.S. coin. Lincoln symbolized unity and resilience after the Civil War, and his image became one of the most recognized portraits in American daily life. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959, honors a monument in Washington, D.C., symbolizing national memory and pride. For more than 50 years, Americans carried this design in their pockets without imagining that certain examples might later become collectible treasures. Millions of 1981 D pennies were produced, and most circulated heavily, picking up scratches, dirt, and dark toning over time. These coins often appear brown or nearly black due to oxidation, leading many people to think they are worthless. Yet collectors understand that appearance alone does not determine value. Some coins survive in exceptional condition, save in rolls or collections, and these high-quality examples attract strong interest in today's market. The excitement around coins like the 1981 D penny comes partly from the hunt itself. Coin collectors and hobbyists carefully search coin rolls, old piggy banks, and inherited collections hoping to uncover coins in better condition or with unusual characteristics. While the majority of circulated examples remain worth only face value, exceptional pieces in mint condition or coins with striking errors can bring surprising premiums. Mint errors are one of the most thrilling aspects of coin collecting. During mass production, machines sometimes misalign or produce doubled images, off-center strikes, or other unusual features. A 1981 D penny with a noticeable mint error instantly becomes more desirable because it represents a rare production accident. These error coins remind collectors that coin making involves complex mechanical processes where small mistakes can create valuable collectibles. Condition plays an enormous role in determining value. Coins graded in uncirculated or near-perfect condition retain sharp detail, strong luster, and minimal contact marks. Such coins are much scarcer than worn examples because most pennies quickly enter circulation and become damaged through everyday use. A well-preserved 1981 D penny stored for decades in original mint rolls or collections can command significantly higher prices than ordinary worn coins. Another fascinating element is how pennies move through society. A single coin might pass through thousands of hands, traveling across cities and states before ending up forgotten in a drawer. Each scratch and mark tells a silent story of commerce and daily life. When collectors rediscover these coins years later, they are reconnecting with small fragments of history embedded in metal. Collectors also pay attention to subtle variations in strike quality. Some coins show stronger detail in Lincoln's hair or sharper lettering around the edges. Denver Mint coins sometimes display differences in strike sharpness due to production pressures, creating slight variations that specialists study closely. These small differences, invisible to casual observers, add depth and challenge to coin collecting. Stories often circulate of people finding valuable coins unexpectedly, perhaps in inherited collections or old coin jars. Such discoveries fuel public interest, inspiring more people to check their spare change carefully. The idea that an overlooked penny might hold surprising worth transforms an everyday object into a source of curiosity and excitement. The copper composition itself adds appeal. Copper coins age beautifully, developing brown and reddish tones that collectors appreciate. Unlike modern zinc coins that may corrode or blister, older copper cents often maintain smoother surfaces even after long circulation. This durability makes surviving high-grade copper pennies especially attractive. Despite dramatic online claims, it is important to understand that not every 1981 D penny is worth huge money. True million-dollar coins are extremely rare and usually tied to unique mint errors or exceptional historical significance. However, certain coins in outstanding condition or with rare characteristics can still sell for impressive sums compared to their tiny face value. Many collectors emphasize patience when searching coins. Valuable finds rarely appear instantly. Instead, success comes from examining many coins over time. The process becomes enjoyable, turning coin searching into both a relaxing hobby and a potential opportunity for discovery. Proper coin care also matters. Cleaning coins may seem helpful, but it usually damages surfaces and lowers collector value. Experienced collectors prefer coins in original condition, even if they look dark or dirty. Authentic aging proves a coin's history and preserves its collector appeal. The Lincoln Penny series holds special emotional value because almost everyone has handled these coins. People remember saving pennies in jars or using them for small purchases as children. Discovering that these humble coins can sometimes become collectibles adds nostalgia to the hobby. The early 1980s also marked a period of economic change in America, reflected even in coin production decisions. Rising material costs forced officials to reconsider how coins are made, leading directly to the transition away from copper. The 1981 D penny therefore represents the end of an era before this transformation occurred. Collectors also enjoy comparing coins from different mints. Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco each produce coins with subtle differences, and studying these variations deepens understanding of coinage heists discovered. Next up, the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny without a mint mark may look like an ordinary coin that once passed through millions of hands across the United States. Yet behind this small copper piece lies a fascinating chapter in American coin history that continues to attract collectors and treasure hunters today. Many people overlook pennies because of their small value, but coin enthusiasts know that certain years and mint varieties can sometimes carry surprising collector demand, especially when preserved in exceptional condition or showing unusual mint features. The year 1978 represents a period when pennies were still made primarily of copper, giving them a solid feel and rich reddish color. These coins were produced in massive numbers to meet everyday circulation needs, and most quickly became worn, scratched, and darkened through daily use. However, collectors today often search through old jars and coin rolls hoping to discover examples that somehow escaped heavy circulation and still shine with original mint luster. On the front of the coin appears a familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced on U.S. pennies in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of his birth. Lincoln's image became one of the most recognized faces in American currency, symbolizing unity and perseverance. The design was revolutionary when introduced because earlier American coins rarely displayed real historical figures, making the Lincoln cent an important turning point in coinage tradition. The reverse side of the 1978 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design used from 1959 until 2008. This depiction of the famous monument in Washington, D.C., honored Lincoln's legacy and allowed people to carry a small reminder of national history in everyday transactions. Many Americans grew up seeing this design daily, never imagining some coins might later become collectible items. Coins dated 1978 without a mint mark were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time typically did not place a mint letter on pennies. Because so many coins were produced there, most 1978 pennies are still common today. Yet rarity in coin collecting often depends more on condition or unusual features than on simple production numbers. One reason collectors examine 1978 pennies carefully is the possibility of minting variations or striking errors. During high-speed production, small mechanical misalignments sometimes occurred, creating double lettering, off-center strikes, or other unusual details. While such errors are uncommon, when discovered they can attract significant collector attention and raise a coin's market interest. Another factor affecting value is preservation. Coins that remain stored in rolls or collections instead of circulating in pockets often retain bright copper color and sharp details. These uncirculated examples are far scarcer than worn coins and therefore much more desirable among collectors who seek coins in top condition. Over decades, many circulated pennies develop dark or black coloration due to oxidation and exposure to moisture and air. People sometimes assume dark coins are worthless. Yet experienced collectors understand that natural toning does not automatically remove value. In fact, some collectors appreciate naturally aged surfaces as evidence of a coin's long journey through history. The excitement surrounding coins like the 1978 penny often comes from stories of unexpected discoveries. People occasionally find old coin collections inherited from relatives or forgotten jars filled with coins accumulated over years. Sorting through these coins becomes an adventure, each piece potentially carrying hidden interest. While dramatic stories sometimes claim ordinary coins are worth millions, reality is usually more modest. Most circulated 1978 pennies remain worth face value, but exceptional coins in near-perfect condition, or with rare mint errors, can bring impressive prices compared to their original 1-cent value. The true thrill lies in the possibility of discovery rather than guaranteed riches. The late 1970s also marked an interesting economic period in the United States, when inflation and metal prices influenced coin production decisions. Officials monitored production costs carefully, eventually leading to changes in penny composition in the early 1980s. Coins from just before that transition, including 1978 cents, represent part of the final era of traditional copper pennies. Collectors also study strike quality, examining how clearly Lincoln's hair details appear or how sharp the lettering looks. Some coins show stronger impressions due to slight differences in minting pressure or die condition. Such small distinctions create deeper layers of interest for hobbyists. Pennies often travel incredible distances, moving through countless transactions before settling somewhere unexpected. A coin minted in Philadelphia might circulate across multiple states, pass through vending machines, shops, and homes, quietly witnessing daily life before finally landing in a collector's hands. Another reason these coins attract attention is nostalgia. Many people remember counting pennies as children or saving them in jars for small purchases. Discovering that those same coins may hold collector value today connects memories with history, making coin collecting emotionally rewarding. Collectors also caution against cleaning coins. Though people sometimes try to brighten dark pennies, cleaning often damages surfaces and reduces collector interest. Natural condition, even when worn or toned, is usually preferred over altered appearance. Roll searching remains a popular activity among enthusiasts. By obtaining rolls of pennies from banks and examining them carefully, collectors hope to uncover older or higher quality examples mixed within modern circulation. The process combines patience, curiosity, and a touch of luck. Stories of rare coins selling for large sums fuel continued interest in everyday change. Though such discoveries are rare, they inspire people to pay closer attention to coins they might otherwise ignore, turning ordinary objects into exciting possibilities. The copper composition of 1978 pennies gives them lasting appeal. Copper ages gracefully compared to modern zinc coins, often retaining smoother surfaces even after long use. Many collectors appreciate these older coins for their durability and classic feel. Coin collecting also offers educational value, teaching history, economics, and art through everyday objects. Each coin reflects decisions about design, materials, and national identity made at a particular moment in time. Though claims of becoming wealthy overnight from common coins are exaggerated, discovering a high-grade or unusual coin can still be rewarding. Sometimes even a small collector premium feels exciting when found unexpectedly among ordinary change. For newcomers to collecting, pennies offer an easy starting point because they are affordable and widely available. Studying differences in years, mint marks, and conditions gradually builds knowledge and appreciation for the hobby. The Lincoln Cent series remains one of the longest-running designs in American coinage, connecting generations through shared everyday experiences. Coins from different decades reveal subtle changes in production and national priorities over time. The 1978 penny, though common, still carries historical significance as part of that continuing story. Every surviving coin represents a small piece of the economic and social fabric of its era. Many coins disappear over time through loss or damage. Next up, the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny without a mint mark may appear to be just another small coin lost in drawers and jars across America. Yet for collectors and history lovers, this humble copper coin represents an important moment in the long journey of U.S. currency. Millions of these pennies were struck and released into circulation, moving from city to city through daily purchases, quietly becoming part of everyday life without anyone imagining that decades later people would search for them hoping to uncover hidden value. The absence of a mint mark on the 1980 penny means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest mint facility in the United States. For many years, Philadelphia coins carried no mint letter, so coins from this facility blended easily into circulation. Because production numbers were extremely high, most of these pennies still exist in large quantities today. But condition and unusual mint features can transform an ordinary coin into something collectors find fascinating. The front of the coin displays the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth. Lincoln's image symbolizes unity and perseverance, making the penny more than simple currency. It carries emotional and historical meaning for many Americans. Over generations, people handled this coin daily, often without noticing the artistic details engraved into the metal. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial appears, a design introduced in 1959. This depiction allowed viewers to see the monument that stands proudly in Washington, D.C., symbolizing respect for one of America's most influential leaders. Many children first learned to recognize national landmarks through coins like these, making them tiny educational tools traveling from hand to hand. During 1980, pennies were still made primarily from copper, giving them a warm reddish tone when new. Over time, exposure to air and moisture caused many coins to darken, developing brown or nearly black surfaces. Some people mistake this coloring as damage, yet seasoned collectors understand that natural aging tells part of the coin's journey through circulation. Coin collectors searching for valuable examples often look beyond simple dates. They inspect coins closely for minting mistakes that sometimes occur during high-speed production. Slight die misalignments, doubled letters, or off-center strikes may appear, and while rare, such errors make certain coins much more desirable among enthusiasts. Another factor influencing collector interest is condition. Coins that remain stored away instead of circulating heavily often retain sharp details and original shine. Such uncirculated examples are far less common than worn coins, and collectors often pay more for pieces that look almost new decades after their production. The excitement surrounding coins like the 1980 penny often comes from stories of surprise and discoveries. Someone might open an inherited collection or examine coins saved over many years and suddenly realize a seemingly ordinary penny holds collector interest due to condition or unusual characteristics. Although sensational stories sometimes claim common pennies are worth millions, reality is more practical. Most 1980 pennies remain worth face value, yet coins in outstanding condition or featuring rare mint errors can reach prices far higher than 1 cent. Making them exciting finds for collectors and hobbyists. The late 1970s and early 1980s marked a transition period for American coinage. Rising metal prices made copper increasingly expensive, leading the U.S. Mint to later change penny composition. Coins from 1980 therefore belong to one of the final periods before this major shift, adding historical importance to surviving examples. Collectors often examine fine details, such as the clarity of Lincoln's hair, the sharpness of lettering, and the smoothness of fields around the design. Subtle variations in striking pressure or die condition sometimes produce coins that stand out compared to typical circulation pieces. Pennies often travel incredible distances. A coin struck in Philadelphia might pass through countless states, stores, and hands before ending up forgotten in a jar or drawer. Each coin silently witnesses everyday life, making it a tiny historical traveler across decades. Nostalgia also fuels interest in coins. Many people remember saving pennies as children, counting them for small purchases or school fundraisers. Discovering these same coins later in life can reconnect people with childhood memories while introducing them to coin collecting as a hobby. Experts also warn collectors not to clean coins in hopes of improving value. Cleaning usually damages surfaces, leaving scratches or unnatural shine that reduces collector appeal. Natural wear and toning often preserve more value than polished surfaces. Searching through coin rolls obtained from banks remains a popular activity. Enthusiasts patiently examine hundreds of coins, hoping to discover older or better preserved pieces hidden among modern change, turning an ordinary task into a treasure hunt. Stories of rare coins selling for impressive sums keep public interest alive. Even if such discoveries are uncommon, they inspire people to check their spare change more carefully, seeing potential history and value where others see only small currency. The copper composition of these pennies adds lasting charm. Compared to modern zinc coins, copper pieces often feel heavier and more solid, and collectors appreciate this connection to earlier minting traditions. Coin collecting also teaches history, economics, and art appreciation. Each coin reflects decisions about design and materials made during its era, making small coins powerful educational tools for those who study them closely. Although becoming wealthy overnight from a common penny is unlikely, discovering a rare or high-quality example can still be exciting. Sometimes even a modest collector premium brings joy when found unexpectedly in everyday change. For beginners, pennies offer an easy entry into coin collecting because they are inexpensive and widely available. Learning to identify mint marks, dates, and conditions gradually builds expertise and appreciation for the hobby. The Lincoln Penny series remains one of the longest-running coin designs in American history, connecting generations through everyday transactions. Coins from different years capture subtle changes in minting technology and national circumstances. The 1980 penny, therefore, represents both ordinary circulation and part of a larger historical story. Every surviving coin reflects economic conditions and manufacturing practices of its time. Over years, many coins disappear through damage or loss, making well-preserved examples increasingly interesting to collectors who enjoy safeguarding small pieces of history for future generations. Ultimately, the true value of coins like the 1980 Lincoln penny goes beyond money. They symbolize continuity, history, and shared experiences carried quietly in pockets across decades. So before ignoring an old penny, taking a closer look might reveal surprising details or collector interest. Even if financial value remains small, the discovery itself often sparks curiosity and appreciation. The journey of a simple copper penny continues long after it leaves a mint, passing through countless lives before someone finally pauses to notice its story. Whether admired for history, nostalgia, or the thrill of searching the 1980 Lincoln. Next up, the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny without a mint mark may look like a simple everyday coin, but behind this small copper piece stands an important chapter in American coin history. Minted during the United States Bicentennial Celebration year, this coin moved through millions of hands at a time when the nation was celebrating 200 years of independence, and every coin struck in that year became part of that historic atmosphere. A penny without a mint mark from 1976 means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the main and oldest minting facility in the country. At that time, Philadelphia cents usually carried no mint mark, so these coins quietly blended into circulation, making them common in daily commerce while still becoming historical souvenirs of the bicentennial period. The obverse of the coin displays Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait has appeared on the penny since 1909. Lincoln represents unity and resilience, and his image on coins has connected generations of Americans who use these coins daily without always noticing their deeper meaning or artistic details. On the reverse side, the familiar Lincoln Memorial design appears. Introduced in 1959, this design allowed people to see one of America's most important monuments right on a coin, and many people first learned to recognize the Lincoln Memorial through the pennies they handled every day. During 1976, pennies were still made mostly of copper, giving them a rich reddish color when new. Over time, exposure to air, moisture, and circulation causes many coins to turn brown or even dark, creating what collectors call natural toning rather than damage. Many people today discover these pennies in jars, drawers, or inherited collections and begin wondering if their coin might be valuable. While most circulated examples remain worth face value, certain rare varieties or coins in exceptional condition attract strong collector interest. Collectors pay close attention to minting errors that sometimes occur during production. Coins may show double letters, off-center strikes, or other unusual features, and such mistakes can significantly increase interest among coin enthusiasts. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. Pennies that remain stored away instead of circulating heavily often preserve sharp details and original shine, making them far more attractive to collectors than worn pieces. Stories sometimes circulate claiming ordinary pennies are worth millions, creating excitement among new collectors. In reality, extremely high values apply only to very rare coins or exceptional errors, but the thrill of searching still motivates many hobbyists. The mid-1970s represented a changing period in American coinage, with rising metal prices eventually forcing changes in penny composition later in the decade. Therefore, 1976 pennies belong to one of the final years before this major transition. Close examination reveals fine details in Lincoln's portrait and the lettering, which skilled collectors study carefully. Slight differences in striking pressure or die condition sometimes create coins that stand out from typical circulation examples. Pennies travel remarkable distances during their lifetimes, moving from city to city through everyday transactions. Each coin silently witnesses decades of ordinary life, making a small but powerful historical artifact. For many people, pennies also carry nostalgia. Memories of saving coins in childhood or counting pennies for small purchases give these coins emotional value beyond their monetary worth. Collectors strongly advise against cleaning coins in hopes of improving value. Cleaning often damages the surface, reducing collector interest and making coins less desirable in the marketplace. Searching coin rolls from banks remains a popular hobby. Enthusiasts patiently inspect hundreds of pennies hoping to discover older or better preserved coins hidden among modern circulation pieces. Exciting news stories about rare coin discoveries keep public interest alive. Even though such finds are rare, they inspire people to examine their spare change more carefully. Copper pennies like those from 1976 feel heavier and more solid than modern zinc versions, giving collectors a tactile connection to earlier minting traditions. Coin collecting encourages learning about history, art, and economics. Each coin reflects decisions made during its time of production, making coins miniature historical documents. Although becoming instantly wealthy from a common penny is unlikely, discovering a rare error or exceptional specimen can still bring surprising rewards and great personal excitement. For beginners, Lincoln pennies offer an accessible starting point in coin collecting because they are widely available and inexpensive, making learning both easy and enjoyable. The Lincoln penny series remains one of the longest-running designs in American coinage, linking generations through everyday commerce and shared national history. The 1976 penny therefore represents both daily circulation and a memorable year in American celebration, making it appealing to collectors who appreciate historical context. As years pass, many coins disappear through damage or loss, making surviving examples increasingly interesting to collectors who enjoy preserving small pieces of the past. Ultimately, the value of coins like the 1976 Lincoln penny goes beyond money. They represent shared history, everyday experiences, and the passage of time carried quietly in pockets and purses. Before ignoring an old penny, taking a closer look may reveal unexpected details or collector interest. Even when financial value remains small, the discovery itself often sparks curiosity and appreciation. The journey of a single penny can span decades, passing through countless hands before someone finally pauses to notice it again. Whether valued for history, nostalgia, or the excitement of searching, the 1976 Lincoln set reminds us that even the smallest coins carry stories waiting to be rediscovered. Next up, the 1983 Lincoln 1-cent penny without a mint mark may look like an ordinary coin, yet it represents one of the most interesting transitional periods in American coin history. At first glance, many people ignore these coins because they still appear commonly in circulation, but collectors know that the early 1980s were full of important changes in penny production. A coin without a mint mark from 1983 means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time still struck pennies without adding a mint letter. Millions of coins were made there, and they quietly entered circulation across the country, becoming part of daily transactions in stores, buses, and vending machines. The design of the coin continues the classic Lincoln portrait first introduced in 1909. Abraham Lincoln's image became a symbol of national unity and strength, and his presence on the penny made it one of the most recognized coins in American history. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial appears, a design used from 1959 until 2008. This image connected everyday Americans with one of the nation's most famous monuments, and many people first learned about the memorial through the coins they handled. The year 1983 is particularly important because it followed a major change in penny composition. Rising copper prices forced the U.S. Mint to switch from mostly copper pennies to copper-plated zinc coins, making pennies cheaper to produce. Because of this transition, collectors pay close attention to pennies from the early 1980s, searching for unusual varieties or rare minting mistakes that occurred during production adjustments. Such varieties can be much more valuable than ordinary examples. Most 1983 pennies are copper-plated zinc coins, lighter than older copper cents. However, stories about rare minting differences excite collectors, encouraging people to examine their coins closely in hopes of discovering something unusual. Condition also matters greatly. Coins that avoided heavy circulation and remained shiny with sharp details are far more appealing to collectors compared to worn or damaged examples that pass through countless hands. Many coins today appear dark or dirty due to oxidation and years of circulation. This natural discoloration may look unattractive, but experienced collectors understand that original surfaces are often better left untouched. Some people mistakenly clean coins, hoping to improve their appearance, but cleaning usually damages the surface and reduces collector interest. Natural aging is preferred over artificial polishing. Exciting rumors often spread online claiming certain pennies are worth millions, creating excitement among new collectors. While such extreme values are rare, unusual errors or exceptional condition coins can still command impressive prices. The early 1980s represented a challenging economic period in the United States, and coinage changes reflected efforts to reduce production costs while maintaining currency circulation for everyday commerce. The Lincoln penny remained essential for small purchases and chain transactions, making it one of the most circulated coins in American history, even as inflation gradually reduced its purchasing power. Collectors often search through jars or bank coin rolls, hoping to uncover rare varieties mixed among ordinary coins. This treasure hunt aspect keeps coin collecting exciting and accessible. Every circulated penny carries marks from years of use, showing scratches and fading that reflect its journey through countless wallets and cash registers across the country. Some coins remain stored away in drawers or collections, preserving their original shine. These better preserved coins sometimes become desirable to collectors seeking high-grade examples. The excitement of discovering a coin that might be special encourages many beginners to start coin collecting, turning simple pocket change into a fascinating educational hobby. Collectors study lettering, dates, and design details carefully, looking for doubling, misalignment, or striking differences that might signal a valuable minting error. Although most 1983 pennies remain worth only 1 cent, rare variations and exceptional quality pieces can bring surprising premiums when sold to the right collector. The Lincoln Penny series connects generations as grandparents, parents, and children have all used the same coin design across decades of American history. Coins also carry sentimental value. Many people remember saving pennies in jars or using them for childhood purchases, making them emotionally meaningful beyond financial worth. Over time, pennies disappear through loss or damage, making surviving examples small historical artifacts representing everyday American life. The thrill of coin discovery continues to attract new collectors who enjoy learning history while searching for hidden treasures in ordinary places. While stories of overnight riches may be exaggerated, careful examination of coins can still lead to rewarding finds and enjoyable collecting experiences. Understanding coin history helps collectors appreciate why certain years or varieties become important, turning simple coins into valuable teaching tools about economics and design. Holding a 1983 penny connects us to millions of people who once used the same coin in daily transactions, linking personal experiences with national history. Collectors emphasize patience, knowledge, and observation rather than quick profit, encouraging people to learn before selling coins at low prices. Even if a coin is not worth a fortune, discover its background can spark interest in history, art, and the fascinating journey of currency through time. Before spending old pennies, it is always wise to examine them closely, because sometimes a small overlooked detail can make a big difference to collectors. The 1983 Lincoln penny without a mint mark ultimately stands as a reminder that even the smallest coin can carry stories of economic change, craftsmanship, and everyday life in America. In the end, whether value for history, nostalgia, or the excitement of searching, the humble penny continues to inspire collectors who believe hidden treasures might still be waiting in ordinary pocket change. Next up,